Grand Tetons. This is Saturday, July the 9th. We're in Wyoming. Just some gorgeous views on the way there. The campground we're staying at is about 36 miles from Jackson, where the entrance is. It's the Snake River over on the right.
It's just the sheer mass of these mountains is the whitewater rafting down there on the river.
No thanks.
Some of these areas are a lot higher than Yellowstone National Park. Some of these mountains up here are 12,000 feet high.
The Grand Teton is over 13,000 feet.
We're not inside the park yet. The speed limit's 55. Inside the park is 45. But it's just the sheer size of these mountains just gets you.
It's something.
Beautiful Snake River down below us.
Let's see why they call it the Snake River. It just snakes around everywhere.
We're going to make a loop through the greater Jackson area. If you keep going north, you end up at the south entrance to Yellowstone National Park. But we're not going to go that far. We're going to go up to the very north part of the Grand Tetons and then make a loop coming back through Jackson. So it should be a awe-inspiring ride if you like mountains.
And I do.
I wouldn't want to be pulling an RV up this hill like this guy, but it's pretty small. But
We started out, the campground's at 6,000 feet, isn't it?
yeah, you start out, we're kind of on a plateau between the mountains, and I've got a picture that shows the pass where this road is at that goes between the mountains. But you start out, we're at about 6,000 feet, and we're going to climb from then on. But it's just the sheer mass of these mountains are just incredible.
Let's see why they call them the Grand Tetons. They are grand. Been resurfacing.
So far, this road going into Jackson is really nice. Snake River's beautiful down below.
There's more whitewater rafters down
Yeah.
there. Crazy people.
Yeah. Mom says she's not doing that.
Nope, no thanks.
She
I don't
doesn't
swim.
like water.
I don't swim well enough. If I were to flip over, I'd drown.
But hopefully you get a good idea from the GoPro camera, what you got mounted on the windshield. And we've tried to clean the window. I mean, there's a lot of bugs.
We did wash the truck yesterday, so finally got a lot of the dust off of it.
Yeah.
The seat pulled up.
Of course, Jackson, and what you normally hear of is Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's a very popular destination in the wintertime for snowmobiling and snow skiing and things of that nature. And in the summer months, there's a lot of trails and back roads for Jeep trails and these little 4x razors that people call them. But you can really get lost in the backcountry with them things. Of course, our truck is a little bit too big to be taking it on these back roads.
I don't want to be bouncing around and messing anything up.
Well, it's not set up for that. You know, so we're not going to be going on any Jeep trails with our truck. I assume that thing is still recording even though the picture's on.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see the red flashing light. I'm concentrating on the road.
Good.
I asked Mom if she wanted to drive the other day. She said, nope. I'll just have to remind her of that whenever she's looking at sheer cliffs on her side of the truck. She could be driving.
Yeah. I'd have us in the middle of the road too.
We passed signs a while ago that said, these warning signs. The first one says, you're in avalanche area. The second one says, watch out for falling rocks. The third one says, watch out for animals in the road.
So far we've seen none of the above.
Mom was reading the other night, there's a elk refuge up here, and each year elk shed their antlers, and the Boy Scouts was gathering up the antlers, and then they have a big auction, and people come from all over the world,
Mainly from Asia.
yeah, from Asia, to buy these antlers,
They think they have medicinal purposes.
where deer don't shed their antlers, but elk do. So, and
They
we're
also
gonna,
donate some of the money back to the refuge for feeding the elk in the off season.
yeah, sometimes they get so much snow up here that, and the guy at the campground was telling us that in May they still had way too much snow and they had shipments of grass sod that they were going to lay down in the RV park, and they still had too much snow. So some places of the mountains are getting the right amount of snow. Then other parts like Yellowstone didn't get as much, but all of a sudden they got hit with a lot of rain and snow melt, which is what caused all the flooding.
They had one late snowfall in May, I think. And then that rain they got in June melted most of it.
So we're in a traffic tie-up, probably because they're doing the road.
Yeah.
So we're gonna shut the video off and we'll get back to it later.
Yep, catch you later. We're moving again.
Howdy. Look at this mountain coming up.
Gosh.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it just goes straight up. This is part of 89, Highway 89, that eventually runs up into Yellowstone National Park, but it's a scenic byway.
And it is scenic.
Look at that.
It's just a
We're looking at the river on our right side, down in the valley.
It's calmer over here. It's not the rapids. There's a guy in a canoe out there.
This is the main path between the mountains going north. I don't know if it has a name, but it's the main pass that goes through the ranges, mountain ranges, going up to Jackson. So some construction going on. They're building new things. Mom and I were talking the other night, I guess last night, about what we've noticed out here is, of course, at peak tourist season in July and August, there's lots of people. But these mountain ranges out here and the small towns that surround them, it's not like the Smoky Mountains. I mean, Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge are just crowded with people and all kinds of
Too touristy.
tourist. I mean, it's one tourist place after another, and it's just clogged with it. And I remember when we took you kids to Pigeon Forge way back when you were little. I mean, Pigeon Forge at that time was just a little bitty town. Now it's just huge. But when you get out here, it's different. There's not so many people.
It's lots more wide open country.
Wide open country.
There's more elk signs.
Oh my God. I was talking to Nick he called, we talked a little bit last night, and I was telling him that if they ever come out here, they'll have to put Amanda in the back seat and blindfold her so she can't see the mountains and the cliffs.
Right along here's not too bad, but I'm sure once we get up there, it'll be have white knuckled on the handle, on the door.
Bridger Teton National Forest is where we're at right now, according to the sign. So
looks like we're gonna run right into that mountain.
kind of looks that way, don't it? The speed limit is 55, so not many trees around here. They're just big mountains.
Trees are all over here on the right.
On the far bank of the Snake River. It's a pretty big river.
There's little falls over there on the right.
I got to reading a little bit, and there was a little thing on the map that said, info panel that said, over 100 animals are struck and killed, I guess, every season, which I'm not sure what the season is, maybe July, August. So they tell you to be real careful about driving in animals, that you don't hit them. Of course, some of these animals are big as cows, so you don't want to hit them. It'd tear up your vehicle. Especially a buffalo or a moose.
Some of the bison are almost as big as our truck.
Now, Mom has seen everything but a moose. She says she wants to see a moose. And I keep telling her, be careful what you wish for.
At the side of the road or up on a hill somewhere. Not in the middle of the road.
Looks like they're getting ready to pave this part of the road. It don't seem too bad at all, though. To need paving.
Well, they may have just put the grooves in to give it some traction, as I said, right? Maybe
Well, that might be too,
because the water's right below.
because of snow and so many of these roads. They just close them off. They don't plow them in the wintertime. You're just stuck wherever you're at.
There's a lot of homes out here, though.
Yeah, can you imagine the view that some of these people have with their homes on the side of a mountain like that? Yeah, over there on that mountain looks like there's still some snow on it.
Yeah.
I suspect when we get into Jackson, it's a pretty popular destination. And I suspect when we get close to Jackson, there's going to be lots of traffic and lots of people.
Well, this being a Saturday,
Yeah, on a Saturday. I remember when I went to Park City, Utah. It's a big snow skiing area. And there's lots of people that snow ski and snowmobile and sledding and all kinds of stuff. So lots of ranches up here too. You look at the map, there's lots of ranches with horseback riding and adventure on trails and things of that nature. I assume they raise cattle. Jackson Pinedale.
well, it's a roundabout, so it looks like we go around and kind of turn to the left.
Yeah, they even have roundabouts out here in the West.
It's crazy.
You got to try to drive an RV around one of these stupid roundabouts. I mean, that's about crazy. You can't possibly get around the thing without hitting a curb. They don't make them wide enough. Some of these bridges are pretty high up in the air too. And these semis have to negotiate these stupid roundabouts as well.
Yeah, there's one coming loaded with logs.
A lot of things you see out here in the West is some of these semi-trailers, they'll be pulling tandem trailers. They'll have a trailer 53 feet behind the truck, and then they'll have another trailer about 30 or 40 feet behind it. You don't see that back on the East Coast. Okay, Pinedale, we don't want to go that way, right?
Correct.
we just want to go around this little
Probably follow the FedEx truck.
the doohickey here. And